I'm going to vary a little bit today, and I'm going to read to you declarations of principles. And these were brought through from Spirit back in 1899, and they're affiliated with National Spiritual Association. Of course, we still adhere to these principles, even though we're not a member of the national, we're an independent church. But we still adhere to these principles, and periodically we bring them around, and I think it's good that we're going to at least read these and then see what happens after that, okay? There's 9 of them. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living accordance therewith constitutes true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continues after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever you would have others do unto you, do you also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm the precept of prophecy contained in the Bible is a divine attribute proven through mediumship. So as I say, these were Spirit directed, and it is something that all of the spiritual churches have used as a basis of their understanding. And we know here within our church, we agree and try to live up to all of these understandings. We know that sometimes we're still considered a minority religion. Sometimes we're still considered people not understanding what we believe and what we have been taught. And they strictly see us as just that church that talked to the dead. And as they've told us many times, they're not dead. And we, through our teachings that we've received from our beloved teacher, White Lily, through the transmediumship of our founding pastor, Reverend Margaret Flynn, through her teachings, we realize that this communication that we have, and the communication that we have between this and the spirit world, of course, is what sets us aside from a lot of even the spiritual age teachings that are going on around us, which are wonderful. But the idea that we communicate with those who've gone on does kind of set us aside and does still, in a lot of people, have a reaction of fear from where they have come from. But we know that we are much more. Our basis and our foundation of this church is much more than just spirit communication. Spirit communication is the means that we use to receive the higher teachings from our spirit teacher, who was receiving teachings from her spirit teachers. So we were receiving the highest level of spiritual teachings that we possibly could all the years that she came and she spoke to us. And these spiritual teachings that came from the spirit world is what our religion is about. And it starts right first in this first declaration of principles that we believe in infinite intelligence. And this is something, of course, that White Lily has stressed over and over, that we are to look at each other as sparks and partial of this infinite intelligence. And that is what is creating every person. That is what has created all of the universes. And believing and understanding that we come from that great source of energy, of love, of creativity, that that's who we are. And that the understanding that all things on the earth have to do with the creation and the movement of God's laws. All nature, all spiritual laws are in conformed with the understanding that comes from this overall creator we call God. And it says here that we affirm the correct understanding of this energy, a correct understanding of this infinite intelligence is our true religion. The true religion of our source being the overall and us being part of that. And the union between the two is what religion is. The principles that we have here are the principles of our religion. Many churches have principles. Many churches have beliefs and understandings. But if they have a communion with their creator, if they have a connecting link to God, whatever form they worship, it is good. White Lily has always told us that this is the way that we have been taught, and the way it works for us, but that we were always to be open and understanding to other people with different understandings. That we were never to feel puffed up, we were never to feel anything that we may be better than. That in the eyes of God, we're all the same. We're all walking the earth with different levels of understanding, have accumulated different experiences from this life and past lives, are reaping the cause and effect of all those things. But yet we are all one. But yet we are all one with God. So she always emphasized upon us that we were to be humble, that we were to reach out, reach up, reach down to our fellow man, only love and acceptance. And that at any time we may be intolerant to his beliefs or his thinking or his way of life. The more likely we were more accountable than he was. If we have the understanding of that we are to be here one with each other, to love and harmony and unity, and we have that understanding, and we fail to live up to it, and we are intolerant, and we are judgmental, and we set ourselves aside from people around about us because of it, then we are in more danger of retrogression than we are deeming them to be. So she talks about that personal responsibility, the personal responsibility of the individual, that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys these laws. We are responsible for our own happiness and happiness. How does that fit with us? It fits really well with me. I do not want anyone else to be responsible for my peace. I want to be able to know that if I am not peaceful, if I am not feeling good, if I am not in tune with God and all those around about me, then it is no one's issue but my own. No matter what is coming at me, no matter what is being said, no matter what conditions I'm in, whether the world events or personal events, whatever it may be, I am responsible for my peace. I am responsible for my happiness. And so are you. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because that means no one can take it from you. No one can take that inner peace, that inner knowledge that all is well, that inner knowledge to know that we are one with God. No one can take that peace of mind away from you unless you allow it. So that sense of responsibility is something that she brings to us over and over and over. And it's just part of why we're here. It's just part of why we chose to come back to this earth life. It's just part of why we chose to come back into these physical bodies, which are simply nothing but a vehicle. Simply nothing but a vehicle. The spiritual being that we are inside these vehicles are what we've been always and will always be. And that personal responsibility of living our life the best we can with the utmost intention to serve one another with love and harmony is where we're going to progress, is where we are going to expand, where our awareness and our spirituality is going to grow. And when we cross over, we're going to look back and we're going to see everything that we've done. We're going to see every thought we had. About that one. We're going to see every deed, everything. And if we live a life of intention, of love and harmony and unity. Unity. We need so much unity right now. If we live it with that intention, no matter how bad we are at achieving it, if we live it with our intention and we strive to do the very best we can, there will be progression. There will be progression. So don't think just because we can't in this moment erase all negativity from the world. Don't think just because in this moment we can't cease all wars from happening, that there is not going to be progression. There is progression. There is individual progression, but it only happens if you step up to the responsibility of it. Do not shy away from being better. Do not play small. Do not go through life thinking I'm just going to go under the bar and just do as little as I can, not be noticed, and not have to strive or struggle. Let's not go the easy route. Let's go forward fiercely. Let's go forward with an intention that we are going to make progression on this journey of life that we've chosen. That we individually are going to be better for being here. We individually are going to reach out and help our fellow man to rise up to this understanding we have nothing to fear. To rise up to the understanding that we are all loved. And as we rise up and we lift up individuals around us, we have to progress. It's just part of natural laws. It's the cause and effect. It's what we're talking about here, of doing that. Whatsoever you would have others do unto you, do you unto them. The golden rule. It's this idea that we have this free will for a reason. We were given, God gave us all this free will so that we could make our decisions, so that we could choose the walk we were going to walk, the talk that we were going to talk. We could choose how we decide to get up and meet the day. We could choose whether we're going to meet it with gratitude and love and harmony and willingness to go forward, or we can choose to be the victim and think, oh, woe is me and woe is the world, and what can I do? And it's through this free will that has been given to us is where we are going to grow, is where we're going to progress. Now, it's through this free will that we could retrogress as well, obviously. And there has been retrogression, there has been. But let's don't take it on as something that has to be our own. Let's don't take it on, any unrest that we may see in the world around about us, even if it's in your own home, wherever it may be, Ukraine, wherever it may be. Let's don't see that unrest as something that is just something we need to accept. Let's see anything that is not in perfect harmony with God, with love of your fellow man. Let's see this as an opportunity that we have to uplift ourselves and those around about us. And as we've spoken so many times here, so many times we have made this statement that it only takes one person to make a difference. Because that one person can make a huge difference in 3 or 4 or 5, 10, 12, 20 people. Those individuals can make a huge difference in that next batch of people. It's that pebble upon the water. That's that pebble upon the water when we drop it, it ripples out. Are we going to drop a pebble of judgment, of intolerance, of all these things that is an illusion that makes us feel separate? An illusion to think that we're not all one in love and harmony in God. Are we going to create that ripple of energy? Because that ripple of energy is going to like energies as well. And everybody that's dropping that pebble of unrest, of fear, from wherever direction it's coming from, that fear-based energy of ripple effect is going to other effects, and it's creating and it's building. And that's how we see wars. That's how we see things of intolerance and injustice that we have in the world. But I can tell you there's a lot of pebbles right now being dropped of love and harmony. There's a lot of pebbles of intentions that are sending out an energy of goodness, of love. And all of those are going with like energies. All of those are attracting each other and is creating an energy of force And we know that it doesn't take as much of that love energy to dissipate the fear energy. So we can drop these pebbles of love and harmony and peace and know that we are making a difference. And we're not just making a difference in our own life, because you will feel better. You cannot not love people. You cannot not envelop them with love and harmony and really wish the best for them and do what you can to uplift them. You can't send that energy out and not feel good yourself. You will reap the benefits of that. What we sow, we really do reap. What we put out is what we really do get back. And a lot of people think of that as a negative thing. What you sow, you're going to reap. It's negative energy, you're going to get it back. You're going to get all the wonderful blessings too. You're going to get back all of the wonderful planted seeds that you planted. This church started in 1949, long before I was here. And the seeds were planted. The seeds were planted and through this beautiful teacher coming from the higher realms of spirit world, White Lily. Through her teachings, through her loving guidance, the love that emanated from his soul fed the souls of the founding fathers of this church. And as years have gone on and gone on, over 70 years, we still have those foundations. We still have those teachings that she brought to us. We still have those seeds that are planted, but it's only because they were nurtured. It's only because they were watered and cared for and protected and was grateful for. You have a flower in the garden and you tend it as lovingly as you can. You send it good thoughts, you water it, you protect it from the elements, it grows and expands to a beautiful thing. And this is how we have what we have today. Because these seeds of kindness, these seeds of tolerance, of love and harmony, following these ideas, these principles here, following these things the best that we could, and nurturing them and protecting them from all the weeds and all the negativity that came this way. Because believe me, there was a lot of negativity that came this way because of uneducated, unenlightened people with fear-based ideas. They were fearful of it. A lot of people still are. And so the idea that we protected it from all of that energy through love. It was through love and dedication to service is why we are still here, and why we are able to come into this chapel freely and be able to open our hearts and worship God in any way we wish, the freedoms that we have. There's a lot of things that we can see that's wrong, but there's a lot of things that we can see that are right. And where we put our attention is what is going to grow. So let's be that light we talked about in the opening scripture. Let's be that light upon the beacon, that hill that others can continually see. The light is there. We've already got a blaze going. We've already got a big light going. Let's be those ones that are keeping that light going. Let's be the ones individually live our lives day to day in service and love and harmony, that we can continue to kindle that blaze, that light. May serve and remove fear from the hearts of men. Thank you so much.